So for me, it is about to end. 1 year ago in Macau, almost exactly to the day, when I took on the responsibilities of UIA president, I certainly understood, I thought, what a UIA president does. After all, I had spent some 23 years in the UIA at that point in the company of 23 UIA presidents. They came from many different countries, and in many ways, they could not have been more different, each from all the others. But it seemed to me that they all shared a fundamental commitment to our profession and to this association, a commitment that led them to spend a year promoting the values we all share and advancing the UIA's agenda for the protection and promotion of democracy, human rights, and the rule of law, to the detriment of their own practice of that profession, and also sacrificing time with their families in order to travel the world on behalf of the UIA. But now, in retrospect, I can tell you with all candor and humility, on that day in Macau, I had absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into. The job is all-consuming on so many levels, with crucial issues arising all around the world, all at the same time, it seems, and all demanding immediate attention and action. But with time differences and email and lots of help from other colleagues in the UIA leadership and our tireless UIA staff in Paris, somehow it all can be addressed and somehow it all gets done. Je vous ai dit à Macau que j'avais plusieurs buts pour ma présidence. D'abord, de rappeler que l'avocat n'est pas là pour défendre des privilèges corporatistes, mais au contraire, pour exiger que les droits de ses concitoyens soient respectés et protégés. Ensuite, de faire participer à la vie de l'UIA les juges et les juristes d'entreprise, car ce sont nos collègues juridiques et nous avons beaucoup à nous apprendre les uns des autres. Et avec cela, nous devions impérativement défendre avec fermeté à la fois l'indépendance judiciaire et la liberté de nos confrères avocats d'exercer leur profession librement, en toute indépendance, sans gêne, sans crainte, sans menace et sans empêchement par toute autorité, quelle qu'elle soit. Et enfin, je me suis donné la tâche, en tant que président de l'UIA de langue maternelle anglaise, de privilégier en particulier mes contacts avec le monde anglophone, et surtout avec les régions où l'anglais est la deuxième langue, où traditionnellement l'UIA n'a pas atteint le niveau de participation qu'elle mérite à cause d'une réputation non méritée de non-pratique de la langue anglaise. It's for this reason that I made several trips to the Asia-Pacific region, to Hong Kong for the opening of the legal year, to Tokyo for our first UIA seminar in cooperation with the Tokyo Bar that attracted nearly 200 private practice and in-house lawyers, to New Zealand for the meeting of the presidents of the Law Associations of Asia, and to Vancouver for the annual meeting of the Inter-Pacific Bar Association, as well as to other areas where we need to expand our activities, such as Russia, where my speech to the Russian Chamber of Advocates resulted in both that chamber as well as the St. Petersburg Bar expressing their interest in becoming collective members of the UIA. And of course, a third area of crucial importance to our profession and to our world is the Middle East, another region where English is the most common second language. So I devoted particular attention there as well. We held a meeting of the UIA Executive Committee in Oman and met for the first time with the leadership of the Oman Bar, and now we have welcomed our first Omani member. I also made an extended visit to Saudi Arabia and Kuwait with the invaluable help of our regional secretary, Majed Garoub, where I met the highest government, judicial, and professional authorities to talk about the UIA and the rule of law. My meetings with some of these officials were not always easy discussions, and it was sometimes necessary for me to raise questions and issues that perhaps my interlocutors did not want to hear. But my approach throughout this year of my presidency has been that it is better to engage than to boycott, better to discuss than to ignore. It may be satisfying on one level to refuse to talk with those with whom we disagree. But in my view, nothing will change unless we engage, unless we meet and talk and argue and discuss and exchange views with those who do not yet share our values or our commitment to the rule of law. So I've spent all that time on all those airplanes with this in mind. The UIA must be a force for understanding, a force for change, and a force for defense of the rule of law where it exists, and establishment of the rule of law where it is still unachieved. In all of these encounters throughout my year as president, I have been struck by the universal recognition throughout the world of the significance of the UIA and the respect that is accorded to the positions we take and the work we do, even when we are critical of a particular government or particular practices. When we focus the spotlight of the international legal profession on a case, an issue, or a practice in a particular country, both the government and the legal community take notice. And more often, things change, at least in part, because of the attention we have devoted to the issue. I also set as an important goal of my presidency to rejuvenate our association, to renew our close relationship with AIJA, the Association Internationale des Jeunes Avocats, a remarkable source of new and dynamic young members who will make great contributions to the UIA. I spent a wonderful week with them at their Congress in Prague, and I think, or I hope, that I made a difference in their perception of the UIA. I'm very happy that both their immediate past president, Anita Schlepfer, and their current president, Dirk Neutz, are with us tonight, and I hope will be with us for many years to come. And finally, I was determined to continue to open the ranks of UIA leadership to increasing numbers of women colleagues. This is long overdue, but great progress is being made. We now have women's breakfasts at all of our institutional meetings throughout the year, as well as at the Congress, where women members and prospective members can talk about how the UIA has helped them in their practices and helped them address issues of particular importance to them. We have just adopted changes to our bylaws to recognize formally our commitment to equal opportunities for women and men in the UIA. And as you know, these efforts were capped this year with the election of our first woman vice president, Florence of Switzerland, who will become in 2016 the first woman to serve as president of the UIA. There is much that remains to be done, of course, but we have made a good beginning. Je peux vous dire donc ce soir que s'il est vrai que toutes ces tâches de l'UIA, sur tous les plans professionnels, ne seront jamais vraiment accomplies, car elles demandent une attention permanente de tous les avocats et de toutes les associations, nous sommes bien partis. Avant de passer la présidence à mon ami Miguel Loenaz, il me reste tout simplement de remercier de tout cœur celles et ceux sans qui rien ne m'aurait été possible. D'abord, notre merveilleuse et vaillante équipe du centre UIA, sous la direction de Madame Marie-Pierre Richard, je vous demande de les remercier avec moi. Vous comprendrez que, toujours au travail, la plupart d'elles sont à la Palazzo en préparant le gala. Mais on leur dira, on leur fera part de vos applaudissements. Et par ailleurs, je tiens à rajouter mes félicitations pour la reconnaissance du président de la République française à Marie-Pierre Richard, dont vous avez entendu parler. C'est vraiment une reconnaissance bien méritée, long overdue, that I am very delighted to acknowledge. Je tiens à remercier aussi le président élu Miguel Loenaz et le vice-président Jean-Jacques Huttwiller de l'aide et du conseil précieux qu'ils m'ont apporté tout au long de l'année. Et aussi tous les autres membres du comité de direction et du conseil de présidence, nos secrétaires régionaux, nos présidents de commission et nos présidents de comités nationaux, ainsi que leurs responsables Pedro País d'Almeida pour les présidents pour les commissions. Et en ce qui concerne les comités nationaux qui ont été supervisés par plusieurs de nos officiels, je voudrais reconnaître de manière spéciale celui qui quitte ses fonctions ce soir, Markus Dreyfuss de l'Allemagne, qui a fait un travail remarquable et je lui en félicite. Et en particulier, je reconnais avec gratitude nos responsables des droits de l'homme et de la défense, Carlos Fatas, Martin Pradel et Jacqueline Scott, avec l'aide de Julie Goffin et de Romina Bossa-Biven, qui ont assuré la défense de nos confrères partout où il le fallait. Et aussi l'incomparable rédactrice en chef du Juriste international, Bénédicte Caronet-Anne, et toute son équipe de rédaction, qui a fait du juriste une porte d'entrée pour tous ceux qui veulent savoir ce que nous faisons à l'UIA et l'image même du profondeur de l'excellence de nos travaux scientifiques. Et je tiens aussi à remercier Matthias Stecher, qui gère avec professionnalisme et efficacité chaque année notre croissante gamme de séminaires tout à fait extraordinaires sur tous les sujets et partout dans le monde. Merci Matthias. Da ultimo vorrei esprimere il più vivo apprezzamento a Bruno Michelano, a Caro Mastelloni e a tutti il numeroso comitato organizzatore italiano per il loro notevolissimo lavoro per realizzare questo meraviglioso congresso a Firenze. Bravissimi e grazie davvero. Finally, please let me add a personal word. More than anyone else, it is my family who has borne the burden of my absence this year. It is they who made it possible for me to be everywhere in the world that I had to be for the UIA by their willingness for me not to be home with them. For my wife Lillian and me, our daughter Caroline, who is here tonight, and our daughter Kate, who is home working in New York, are the lights of our lives and our reason for being. I am very proud to be their father and very grateful for their pride in my work. And although the principles that I have spent this year defending are certainly important, for my wife Lillian, saving people's lives and relieving human suffering are what she does every single day. She has had my love and admiration for more than 30 years. And I cannot end my presidency without acknowledging the fact that without her, I could never have had the freedom to do any of this. I am eternally grateful to her for that. And last of all, a final word for all of you, my colleagues and friends from around the world. Whenever in our daily lives we meet new people, there always comes that moment when each of us is asked our occupation. And what kind of work do you do is the question, no matter what the language may be. For me, and I know for each one of you, there is a special pride in the answer. A pride that never fades no matter how many times the word is spoken. It's a pride that comes from the fact that no matter where we live, what language we speak, or what legal tradition we follow, we each spend our days thinking more about the problems of others than we do about our own, protecting our fellow men and women from unfairness and abuse of power, ensuring that the most fundamental values of our democratic society are preserved, upheld, and advanced. We are all very proud to give that answer, as we should be. Proud to say, what kind of work do I do? Sono un avvocato, soy abogado, je suis avocat, I am a lawyer. Thank you very much.